Um, and let me just see this. This thing is always giving me damn issues. All right. Hold on, guys. Let me just get some stuff situated. I don't know why I'm getting issues here. Oh, there we go. All right. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. It was just some issues on my end. But yeah, I mean, we have Apple and Nvidia green today. Um, uh, we have Clack up a nice amount. A lot of the equipment players are up today. So if we look at Astera Labs, also earnings, right? Earnings sucked, right? Earnings sucked. No, earnings price reaction sucked. The earnings were great. I just did a video on it yesterday. When I did the video, the stock was about 164 after hours. It actually dropped a lot more pre-market to 150s. In the video, I mentioned, hey, if it goes below the if it enters in the 150s, in the 140s, I'm gonna start looking into adding a position more and more into it. So after this call, if we stay around these levels, I will be adding more into my Astera Labs position. I thought earnings were extremely, extremely great for the second half of this year. What's going on, Matt? So let's see. Let's just show. Yo, what's going on, Matt? Hope you're doing good. Um, man, the little one today is just on a tear. Pretty grumpy. I can hear him crying right now. So if you guys hear him in the background, my apologies. Giving the babysitter a hard time. And Nvidia up about 1.4%. And actually, let me just what else do we have? What's going on? How's it going? How's everything going? Morning. You are here early. I just don't know when I'm supposed to start, right? I don't know when I'm starting. If I'm starting at 11, if I'm starting at 11:15. So I'm just gonna start whenever I hit the whenever I finally have time. Good morning, Jose. Hello, all. What's going on, Andrew? Andrew, I have to respond to you even more. My apologies, Andrew. With earnings has been going crazy, but don't worry, we're gonna get situated with the issue. I promise. What's going on, Riz? I started a Nintendo position yesterday. You know, Nintendo is one of those few gaming stocks that I wouldn't mind grabbing. Um, but it's crazy how much the excitement of the only scary thing is HB memory, right? I wonder if we talked about it in their earnings, but how is memory going to impact? How is memory going to impact the overall sales of their hardware? Are they going to be pushing for more software sales this year? What is kind of the memory market going to do with Nintendo this year? Next leg up for Nvidia the next few weeks. Reports on Nvidia. I've actually, man, I think me and you added around the same time. I don't think I added to the amount of, I saw kind of your X post. I don't think I added to the amount of six figures that you added I think in the last few days. But I did add during this dip here. I think this dip was a really nice dip that we got for companies like for Nvidia. Um, yeah. Oh, no, no. Okay, so you're saying yes around Thanksgiving. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought for some reason I thought you mentioned that you bought recently. Um, maybe I misinterpret that. What's going on, Joshua? How's it going? Um, Precious, they are not going crazy. In fact, they have been flat for 2 weeks. Nvidia's been flat for 6 months. AMD, Precious, Vincent, you're so precious, right? Pretty sure. I mean, I think they're going crazy. Past 5 days, up 10%. That's crazy to me. Sure, I mean, if you look at it in the short term of things, but look at that 6 months. I think that's crazy. It's all about perspective. Good morning, Jose. What's going on? Uh, good morning. Good morning. Ismail, good morning. What's going on in the fintech world? Appears to be crashing. I don't know, Joshua. That's a market we can stay out of. How's Hood doing though? I was it. They reported earnings. Yes, yes, I remember. Never mind. I was looking at them because I was hoping you guys did good because I was hoping that would mean Astera Labs does good. Just if I was giving good vibes to you guys, maybe you guys were giving good vibes to me. But no, no one's giving good vibes to anybody. So I did see Hood was down. Um, I mean, I don't know many other fintechs besides Hood and PayPal. But it definitely seems like the fintech market is taking quite a hit. No worries, my friend. Yeah, Andrew, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Probably no rate cuts. Are you looking at any other small cap plays that may take off because of Vera Rubin's increased abilities, robotics, other than Tesla? Ed, I eventually I am right now. I am entering into the memory market, and not with your typical Micron or anything like that. I think there's other ways to play the memory market. Um, so uh, I in small caps there, I haven't looked at any, right? I think one of my favorite small caps that we've been talking about is Air Test System, right? This is the small cap that one of the smallest ones that I own next to OSS. This one just got reported that they were selling more AI process burnings with a big player, and it seems like it's going to be a long term contract. They're selling it for their current generation of ASIC GPU, and they're going to be selling it for the next generation of ASIC CPU. So they're going to have a strong revenue from this player for the next at least 18 months. Right. And it's just showcase if one hyperscaler was working on the ASIC is doing this, why wouldn't other players come in as well, right? So it's kind of like that validation that you want. So I was actually pretty happy with this one today. Nebius is crashing tomorrow after earnings, isn't it? I mean, isn't it? That's what it feels like, right? Crazy how the market just did a kind of complete. I don't. Maybe some of you guys were over at Nits. I know he does macro. What the heck happened here, right? Again, for me, I don't really care much because it's when you look at it in the long term, it doesn't look that bad, right? This is just literally noise. It was just a few hours, but what happened? Was it job reports? I saw job reports were coming out, um, but it's like imagine. I thought it was crazy. Imagine you were able to buy here and you sold here. You were making enough money. You made enough money that compared to like a high yield savings account in a few seconds, right? I mean, just only if you like, for example, if you were able to buy the bottom. Not many people can do that. I can't do that, but it's just crazy how volatile it is. Yeah, Matt, I saw you bought, yeah, about 1,000 shares. I saw you had about, yeah, really nice there. Um, Nintendo has memory inventory for a few quarters. The new console launched in 2025. As the install base grows, the mix of hardware and software sales should shift to software, and margins will increase. Yeah, software. That's actually true, right? Right when you have a mix of hardware going up, margins to increase until software becomes the bigger portion again. All right, so this is Star Buccaneers giving me I think no rate cut is most likely the reason for the fallback today. If you are a long-term investor, it gave you more buying opportunities. It gave you buying opportunities for 2 seconds, right? For about 10 minutes. He gave you a buying opportunity. The market is so quick now. It's like, all right, you got your buying opportunity. We're back at it. That's wild. 5% in a lot of these stocks in just a few minutes. Um, I got lost lot around 175. Both CoreWeave are down today. Nebius reports, will this impact CoreWeave? I mean, yes, Ismail, if I think at the end of the day, you still put all of these together, or the market does. So if Nebius for some reason talks something about a data center delay, I'm not saying they are, but just if something bad happens with Nebius, I think the market can correlate it with bad to CoreWeave and all these other players. Um, Now, maybe Nebius says there's crazy demand, and there's crazy demand like we know there is, then that could be very bullish. Not only crazy demand, but actually show the revenue behind it, right? Because there are certain companies that have massive amount of power, but they have yet to really see that revenue driven. Due to some of that power still, GPUs still not turning on or something like that. Nebius, maybe a lot of their GPUs are turned on and they can show the other side of the story. I'm pretty excited for CoreWeave's earnings. CoreWeave has the most active AI GPUs on right now, and I think we're going to see some crazy numbers. I mean, it's insane how I mean, just a few days ago, maybe even a week ago, we thought OpenAI was going to fail, right? OpenAI was failing, but now you see things like this. Let's look at Sam Altman's. Um, post. So Sam mentioned this guy, Craig Weiss, which is the founder and CEO at Rome AI. I'm not sure where that is. Previous Google, Meta, Snap, Lyft, and NASA. Um, Nearly all the best engineers I know are switching from Claude to Codex. Now it seems like OpenAI is lit again, right? OpenAI is that big company that's going to continue to survive in the software space, and software market is huge. So it's so crazy. I mean, it's just going to continue with the demand. So I'm pretty excited. What's going on, PB? People panicking. People panic for. Thank you so much. Air is surging. I made a fortune because of you. I mean, I just talk about it. I mean, you finally end up deciding to go about it, but appreciate it. Appreciate you bringing it. That we talked about it in this channel for a while. But yeah, I didn't see this. Good morning. What's going on, Ed? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We also had some good news, I guess. Um, we also had some good news on Micron. Micron did report that they are not delayed in HBM4, right? So clarifies that HBM4 production status. They actually mentioned they're a quarter ahead, which did cause a nice rally on the stock. Job good, but no March cut. Okay. Yes, Eddie. So we did see that Air had one of their core customers kind of added more orders for later generations as well. So it's continuing to validate that. Let's see. Would you buy Nebius, CoreWeave, or Ion at current prices? At current prices, I mean, it all depends on portfolio allocation, right? For me, I already have a lot of CoreWeave, but I think I would still add CoreWeave at this. Anything in the low 90s, it'd be low. CoreWeave, I think all of them, any of them, right? It depends which one you like better. I like CoreWeave the most, then Nebius, and then Ion. I have a big position here. I feel comfortable with that position. Do you worry about CoreWeave's insider selling? Their key staff sold all their shares. I don't, Jeff. I mean, just think about it. Let's say I had a bit. I've had equity in a company for multiple years, and I'm able to 3-4x my money after it went IPO. Why wouldn't I want to sell? Obviously, I could make more money in the future, but if I've been getting paid in shares or stuff like that, and I want to just live those life of excitement, I don't think so. I mean, greed is a powerful thing. Greed can eliminate the thought process of you holding on to make more shares. Um, what's the reason of the whole market to be down today? AMD, I'm not sure. I couldn't give you an answer if I knew. Well, I couldn't give you an answer because I don't know. Good. So Sebastian, supposedly people are saying that job report with Samsung said AI memory demand will continue through at least 2027. That helped Micron. And the other thing that I mentioned, right? I was here in a conference. They today, Big Buck, they were at a conference in Wolf Research, and the first thing the CEO started off was saying that recent inaccurate reportings on HBM4 timing. They mentioned that well, he mentioned that they were actually ahead of schedule. Where was it? Like that was actually HBM4. We commenced customer shipments of HBM4, and we see shipment volumes ramping successfully this calendar quarter 1. This is a quarter earlier than we mentioned during our December earnings. And they continue to say they're supply constraint as well. So I guess if Samsung said something, that's good, and also I think the overall things. Awesome. So group therapy day. Is there really therapy needed today? If you need therapy today, you're either what are you on that you need therapy today, right? I mean, it's not that scary. Microsoft F4O. Um, I mean, it's not the worst thing, right? Not the worst thing. You see some green, unless you were. We'll save therapy sessions for some other days. I don't think today is the day for therapy, unless you are 100% in Astera Labs. Um, AI Snap. I'm just gonna go with AI Snap. That's the first thing coming. Jose, what's up? Software stocks seem to be back to red again. ¿Qué pasa? I mean, is it just more software innovation, right? Did you guys see the What is it? Sea Dance 2? Isn't that crazy? Did you guys see that? Let's see. Sea Dance 2. This AI model? Like, this is an AI model right here, creating an animation. I'm used to, not let's not talk about copyrights, that's a whole different story. Um, but that's wild. I mean, look at this one. Again, copyright's a whole different issue. Uh, but this looks like a legit fight. Look at that. The physics works correctly. And I wonder if like again, AI evolving so quickly that that the software space is scared again. Again, copyright is an issue, but like this is pretty like I mean, all right, that's enough of that. Enough of that. But I wonder if the market is just scared of it again. Buy Nebius at what? I mean, I don't the thing for me is we had a lot of buying opportunities just a few days ago, right? If you were watching this channel, right, it's like Thursday and Friday. I sounded like a broken record. I was, you know what? I don't know what the market is scared of. Um, I think these are buying opportunities. Now we had those buying opportunities, obviously still down from the lows, dollar cost average, but it's like the market gives us those buying opportunities, and it sucks that sometimes we don't take them. So, I mean, I like Nebius at these levels, so with dollar cost average, but um, again, a few videos came out on Thursday and Friday of me just being seeming like that perma bull that is always wrong. CEO selling all shares is a bad sign, though. That is true. That is true. Nebius DCA under 100 and under. Yes, I like this, Sebastian. I like this thought. DCA under 100 and under 80 is big buy. I like this a lot. Uh, greed is good. Greed is right. Greed works. Why does I don't know. I talked about it, right? This industry is so under everybody's eyes, right? I think everybody knows the semiconductor market right now thanks to AI. So whoever has the best news on it, I mean, we just saw that Nvidia and OpenAI drama, right? I think that was just drama. I don't think there was anything truth to there. It was just drama that Hollywood, that tabloids now think tabloids instead of going to some form of celebrity, you go to Jensen and Sam Altman drama instead. Hello there, what's going on? C10 40K. Do you follow Rubric? No, Sebastian, I do not. I'm up to date, but I don't care about day to day. Agree, Matt. Right? I mean, it's when you hear of things like Google, Microsoft, and all these players is increasing capex dramatically, like it doesn't matter the day to day. If you see massive declines like we saw on Thursday, it's like now these are the days we can go a little bit heavy. Um, who I think he's in, it's Seda reports. I know this has become a very popular name, right? I think Seda stock has become very popular. Do they report earnings tonight? Or did they report earnings? I think they report earnings today, but I don't know if they reported already or they're reporting it. Um, how are we feeling about this one? AI high? I don't know. I don't know it, but it's I don't know this one. Um, let's see what else. Path AKA you used to be good stock, but getting slaughtered daily along with Zeta. Path is one of those stocks that one day the market wakes up and says, you know, you AI agents, I think UiPath is going to do extremely well. And the stock rallies like no tomorrow. The next day, UiPath, you wake up and UiPath is like, you know what? AI agents, UiPath is so cooked. And the stock sells off. This is one of the funny stocks because if you look at it in the past year, I think they've had some great turn ups right here. You see it here and you also see it here. They had some great run ups. And the market then it's like, you know what? Maybe we were wrong. Um, Nintendo lawyers watching. I'm pretty sure they are, Big Bug, right? It is a Chinese-based. It is out of ByteDance, right? It is out of ByteDance, the AI model. I don't know why Seda is setting off like the other softwares. It's a software company, I guess, but come on. I think you should put them all together, right? Load up on ALAB or wait. I mean, I'm already happy with the core position. I'm going to be adding here in the low 150s if we stay around these in the next few hours. I'm going to be dollar cost averaging. Anything below this in the 140s, I will be a little bit more aggressive. I do like them. I like it a lot. I like earnings a lot. I'm actually very excited for the second half of this year, and it's pretty much driven just by this whole AI demand story. Society is so cooked. Is that Fizz because of the AI videos we were just watching? Thoughts on Robinhood? Marcus, no thoughts at all. I really don't have any thoughts on this one. I'm just curious if everybody is putting money to do my 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 um stupid long-term story here is like with now the what is it called, the market predictions. With market predictions, will people burn more money doing market predictions than they can invest, and then you have people when like they used to start off with a X account, now have no longer an X account, and then they're like, "Oh, what do we do here in Robinhood?" Um, it's the is the again, definitely not true, but it's just funny. It's like, will eventually the market predictions be the cannibalize of people's accounts, because and then that account gets so much lower that you make even less money because people's accounts go down and down. But I mean, there's a lot of bulls here. Obviously, a lot of excitement in just the financial world. I'm just not into the fintech space. Um, Good news stocks doesn't go up. Bad news for the stock or any stocks in the sector equals crash. That's true, but I mean, I think that's I like it this way, right? Because I don't want them to. I'm more of the long term game, right? I don't want to see the stocks up every single day. Let it ride up, right? Let it simmer. Um, Retail seems obsessed with NeoCloud. You think so? It's Matt. I don't think so. I think they left the NeoCloud market. I think now they're obsessed with memory. I think the market is. I think retail is obsessed with memory. Um, What's your average on Nebius? On Nebius, they started late. I think it's. I don't know. I think it's going to be like in the either high 80s or low 90s. Nebius is one of the other ones. One of the. I was more into CoreWeave, but then Nebius and recently Iron. What's your portfolio? It's small. I mean, Nebius. If you put NeoClouds as a whole, NeoCloud is massive, but CoreWeave is bigger. I would say Nebius is in like the high single digits. Let's see what it. Yeah, about high mid. No, not high single digits. Mid single digits. It's about mid single digits. So closer to like 5%, not high, mid single digits. We all know that you are big on AI. What's going on, MD? But do you also hold companies belonging to healthcare, software, energy, oil, cyber? Definitely not oil. Energy, I have Solaris Energy Infrastructure. In the healthcare market, no. Software space, um, I have a small position in GitLab. Um, but no, I'm pretty much all semiconductors. But it's crazy. I mean, I don't think you can put AI. I think this is the crazy thing about AI. AI is not its own thing, right? There's AI healthcare, there's AI software, there's AI energy, there's AI oil, AI cyber. I think it's weird to put AI as a one market. AI is not one market. It's a market that is additive to all those markets you mentioned. There's AI software, like I mentioned, AI healthcare, AI energy, AI oil, AI cyber. So I am in AI stocks that are in those different industries, right? You can't. I mean, if you're in energy, right? If you're in energy most likely because of AI, right? Because of the demand for AI. So I also think there's this false hope. There's this people create this false diversification, and so you know what? I'm going to invest in some energy stocks, but I'm looking for energy stocks in the data center space. ones that are bullish in the data center space or software. I'm in software stocks, but they are in AI software, or they're being cannibalized or approved by AI. It's like it's all really dependent on the AI market. So I I think it's weird to put AI within itself, right? You don't say internet company, right? Every company has a website. I do think that's how AI is. You don't say an AI company. Every company is. I look for companies that are going to be accredited, are going to be growing thanks to AI. Uber, for example, Uber is definitely not an AI company, um, but it's a company that has data, and then it's like, what can you use this new tool for? Right? What is this new AI tool used for? How can Uber use this new tool to accelerate even further? Right? Is Amazon an AI company? I don't think so. Amazon is an e-commerce and cloud player. Is Microsoft an AI company? I don't think so, right? It's a productivity software and clouding company. Is Google an AI company? I don't think so. It's an advertisement and a cloud company and a massive ecosystem. But if I was to tell you they were AI stocks, you would probably just put them in that AI basket. Um, so my apologies there, MDK, for that random rant. But I don't think AI stocks is one sector. It could be everything. Uh, what's going on, Matt? By the way, Stripe has lower fees for business owners than PayPal, which I think is part of their problems. You know what, Ed? I actually noticed for me, as anything I tend to do in business, if I usually use Stripe over anything else. It's very low for me in the business world to use PayPal. Right? If I need to send an invoice for something, I'm not going to log in. Yeah, Stripe is what I use. Um, but again, I wonder, maybe that's not, I don't know how big that market is, right? I think that's the other thing with fintech is there's so many different tools and things that obviously Stripe could be better for just like maybe transferring of stuff. But PayPal could have other stuff as well. Um, thoughts on Palantir? No thoughts on Palantir. I didn't look. I've yet to read their earnings transcript. Um, did this guy make money out of it? I know he was shorting this and my baby Nvidia. He was shorting a few. Um, he was shorting a few of fan favorites. But no thoughts on Palantir. I really don't. I like listening to Palantirs. I haven't in this earnings, but I think Palantir is like that person, is that company that can tell us how the adoption of AI is being implemented, right? That's what I like Palantir as an AI investor. It's how is the adoption process going for an AI company? How are enterprises adopting AI? They also kind of give you success stories of how it's being done. And like that can give you a understanding of how the market is moving. So even though I don't have a massive position on Palantir, listening to their earnings call would be is crucial in understanding a little bit more. Um, they report on the 24th. Who are we talking about? Who reports on the 24th? CoreWeave? Who reports on 24th? AI Snap. I have to agree. If you react with your portfolio and daily sentiments, then you'll lose your mind and money. Agree. Agree. That's why I mean I tend to listen to hype players. I'm happy the market is the way it is, right? You kind of get CapEx coming in first, right? Those are the big company, the companies that report first. You have your Nvidia, you have your Meta, your Microsoft, your Amazon, and they kind of set the tone of what I should think about for the next 3 months or for the next 6 months based on their commentary. And then you have the smaller companies, and you want to just verify that what these big tech players are saying, these small players are also saying the same. I mean, Astera Labs pretty much just mentioned that strong, crazy demand for AI connectivity is going to continue, and they have massive growth in the second half of 2026. Right. I mean, it kind of follows that. That tells me that second half of 2026, we're going to see some massive capex growth in second half of 2026. We can see Vera Rubin coming out in second half of 2026. We can see MI450 coming out in the second half of 2026, and then that progresses into the first half of 2027. Why would I want to be a bearish in this market just yet? I can't get into SATA. I looked into it. The market is crowded. Yes, Air. I'm happy, right? Equipment players are seeing some growth. This one, like I mentioned, they secured AI process burn-in test. So they mentioned that one of the customers, a hyperscaler, is buying more of their products for this generation of their ASIC, and they're also going to be buying it for their next generation of ASIC. And they're both going to be kind of ramping up. They're both going to be shipping in like different times. So it seems like at least a strong revenue segment from just this one customer in the next 12 months or so. Let's see. Thoughts on SATA possible drop to 11? I don't know. TSMC. TSMC. Those earnings were great yesterday, right? Not earnings though. Yeah, I mean earnings. Their monthly numbers came out super strong for TSMC. The market continues to like. I mean, this is another one, right? It's TSMC gives you they gave the green light of the growth that's happening in this space. Um, what's going on? QQQ. Are you invested in only tech stocks? I would say yes, right? Um, one tech stock I'm probably looking into is this one, right? The Once Upon a Farm, non-tech stock, right? Just because I spend so much money on these organic immunity blends, fresh squeezed stuff for the little one, right? So I know how much money I spend here. I'm gonna guess there's other parents that spend ridiculous amount of money on these damn smoothies and crafts. Um, Once Upon a Farm stock. So this might be one of my few um non-tech plays. You called I called what? You called I called Jose. Thoughts on Nvidia's earnings coming strong. I mean, let's just think about it, right? AMD reported great numbers on the CPU space, right? On the CPU space and the AI space. Now let's backtrack. The other thing is AMD actually did beat earnings expectations for massively beat it, right? They beat earnings expectations without it, but one of the reasons they really beat earnings and revenue expectations was because they were able to send out the MI308 to China. If they were able to send out the MI308 and made a few hundred million, why wouldn't NVIDIA be able to send the H20 during that same time frame? Right, the H20. Now the H20, I mean, you could say NVIDIA would be able to sell a few billion of that. That alone can help NVIDIA beat revenue like crazy. Grace Blackwell. I mean, we just saw OpenAI, right? OpenAI mentioned that Open, come on. OpenAI just dropped 5.3 codex, right? And 5.3 codex is doing crazy. It's doing crazy. We're seeing so many people say from going from Claude was going to destroy the coding aspect to now OpenAI is back into the coding play. And this was the first model, I think the first model that we know that was trained. Let's see, I'm sorry for scrolling, but they mentioned with these updates, GPT 5.3 codex was co-designed for, trained with, and served on NVIDIA's GB200 and DL72 systems. I mean, if you're seeing this kind of improvements just because of the Grace Blackwell, imagine the type of demand the Grace Blackwell 300 is giving. So that, and then the AMD also mentioned that they are sending licenses for the MI325. Why isn't it means NVIDIA sending them licenses to request for those exports of the H200. Um, Demand is wild. The demand is wild, and I believe NVIDIA is going to have a crazy earnings. I think they're going to do a nice beat and raise, and the market's going to be like, no, those numbers don't make sense. Um, I have Micron and WDC. I like them. Nice. Micron 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's not Western Digital. It is Western Digital in November. Nice, nice, nice. That is wild. Nice, nice, nice. Great returns there. Wow. Give a GEV stock. 823. Nice. Energy plays are doing really good. 2024. Nice. Agree with Jose. Look at the company, the CEO, the moat. Jose, what are your thoughts on Clack? I've never heard you mentioning the stock. No? Clack, Jose Naharo. I think I've talked about it a few times. Um, I mean, Slack, they focus on yield improvements, right? I just right now I'm no longer excited about the equipment players, right? I'm not excited about the equipment players too much, especially the big players. The equipment players, I'm focusing more on the smaller players. But Clark, I mean, they're the leaders in yield operation for chips. As chips are getting smaller, right? Chips are not only getting smaller, but they're getting more complex, right? With the multiple stacking, with the different styles of advanced packaging, you're gonna need to continue to see yield improvements. So I mean, the opportunities here, TSMC is increasing capex. You also just had Global Foundries reported earnings this morning. They also said they're increasing capex. You hear companies like Micron and SK Hynix and Samsung saying they're going to spend more to improve the yields. Cloud Corporation helps with that, right? The yield improvements due to the process management. So the reason you probably don't hear me talk too often about Clack is just with the bigger players, I think there's opportunities for them, and then there's times when they're just going to give you market returns. I mean, we talked, for example, about ASML. When this stock was like, when I was streaming with Neil, right, we were talking about this nonstop in the 600s. I wouldn't want to talk about ASML now, right? I don't own it, so I don't need to follow it. Nvidia, I own it, so I follow it and I talk about it almost on a daily basis, or AMT. But this one is like, I don't think the opportunity is there for my money. I think there's better opportunities elsewhere. Um, in healthcare, I like Tempus AI and then Lilly and Viking Therapeutics. The last two have GLP-1 drugs in the pipeline that are game changers. Fintech, this is the this is why I really don't like fintech, Matt. Right? It's like not only is it 100 companies chasing that 1 basis points, but there's just so many different tools within the fintech market that you need to hit them all. There's so much competition, so much overlap. So it's just I wanna I don't know. I just agree. It's not a market I'm excited to be into. Boom, boom, boom. Do you follow UiPath? I talked about it. I can't say I follow it, David. What's going on, David Knight? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, David. No, I don't follow it. I mean, I follow it periodically, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't mind listening to our earnings call, but do I know the company in and out? No. Um, what else do we have here? Yeah, I mean, you could say Caterpillar's an AI play, right? Caterpillar's is a robotic play. Um, right? It's a really? I don't think so. It's an AI play. It's a robotics play, but you don't say that I'm an AI stock investor because of this. He's definitely a trillion is has the opportunity to be $1 trillion company. To do that, it needs to go to $600. But I'm not saying it's doing that in the next 12 months. Within the next 5 years, I think it could be $1 trillion player. So that means it has to go over 220 at one point. This sell-off seems ridiculous, but I feel like, you know what? It might feel ridiculous to you, right? Show. But I feel like Adobe investors have been saying that for like the past 5 years, for the past year, even, right? It's like just because you're feeling it now doesn't mean it's really like done or almost there. Maybe you're just feeling it now, but I feel like so many SaaS companies have been feeling it for over 12 months already. Um, Everybody's a computer. Dad. Remember what I told you to write down for Monday? What did you tell me to write down for Monday? You said within the next X days, some stock is going to move X%. Remind me, Rio. Remind me, Rio. Jose, any thoughts on ACLX? LS? And I did email you. Hopefully you got my email. Hopefully, I don't know if you responded. But ACLX. So ACLX stock. I have recently done a few research on the memory plays. And I'm like I mentioned, I'm excited about the memory market. I'm really, really excited about the memory market. I'm just not excited about Micron or SanDisk or the other players. So I was looking at memory plays. Most recently, I talked about this in my community for a few days already, but most recently there were a few stocks I purchased. I purchased Form, Form Factor. Um, I purchased Rambus, and I purchased Silicon Motion. All stocks that I in the past this past 2 weekends, I've just been going crazy using AI to research more of what's happening in the AI space. And after a few hours um, of talking with AI, doing research, I found a list of about 10 memory plays that I really like. Um, and a few that came in is actually the reason I got into this. Quick there, I share 3 stocks that I just recently bought. If you want to make sure to check out What the Chip Happened community, whatthechipHappened.com. Use code 2026 for 33% off if you want to learn more about the AI market. But ACLX is actually part of that list. It is. The only thing I didn't know is ACLX is actually, there is an acquisition in process with this and Vico. Um, I just don't know. I actually stopped for a second. I was like, which one do I want to buy right now? Would it be this one or this one? So I bought my top three. I mentioned the top three that I purchased, Seymour, Rambus, and Form. Um, this is probably this made it in like maybe like the top 7. This one and Vico. So overall, you're getting that traction from equipment plays in the memory market for these at least. So there's opportunity to grow with the memory space, right? The memory market is, like I mentioned, it's going to be, it seems to be extremely shorted for a long, long time, at least for 2 years. So I don't want to play it through the Micron way. I want to play it to another. Cat for the W. Almu, picks, and shovels. I'm not too familiar with those. I'm not too familiar with this one. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. What do you think of the Halo thesis going forward for the next decade? Heavy assets, low, with exceptions like Palantir because of digital twins and some. Well, I don't get this. What is the Halo thesis going forward for the next decade? Heavy assets. I don't get this. I'm not getting this saying heavy assets, with exceptions like Palantir of digital twin and similar companies. I think this next decade is going to be a decade of heavy capex. I don't know if that's where you're going, but I do think this next at least the next 3 years, is going to be a year of heavy capex for AI infrastructure. I think AI infrastructure is going to be crucial for a lot of growth in the AI space. I mean, we saw Google, Amazon, and all these players increase capex, and I think we're going to continue to see that. And I think that those assets are going to be valuable for a while as the demand of AI continues to grow. I'm counting the seconds to the next NVIDIA earnings. Matt, are you going to go to GTC? I'm actually heading there. So just want to see if maybe you're going to be there. The China income for AMD was not much compared to all the rest. They emphasized this because of the uncertainty. I mean, actually, Morris, agree, it's not, but $400 million is what they made, right? Out of 10 million, out of 10 billion, 400 million is still a decent size. It's not, I don't think anyone expects it to be massive, but they beat their earnings by I think 500-600 million. So even if you count that, they still beat it, but the beat was massively driven by that. Um, so that's $400 million on AMD. Now Nvidia has a much higher market share, so you can times that by some form of variable. That's an extra billion or two for Nvidia, if possible. So I think it could still be a tailwind. It still could be a tailwind. What's going on, George? What's going on? NVIDIA will blow out the park. They will beat all estimates and crash. Most probably, Morris. Or maybe it's been sitting. I think, right, everybody, it's always right until it's not. I mean, is everybody expecting it to crash this time? And then that's why um um everybody's expecting it to crash. Maybe this is the alpha that it's actually gonna go the other way. All tech nerds in niche AI communities are giving very positive Blackwell GP200 feedback. They don't care about stocks. Nvidia is going higher. Um, the market doesn't make sense. Market never makes sense. I think I talked a little bit about Quack already. Um, let's see, what else do we say? I called Jeff the Nvidia of turbines. Oh, nice, nice. Amit refugees are here. Welcome. They came about 10 minutes ago. Sorry, maybe I haven't been here long enough. No worries, no worries, Fonso. I usually cover a nice amount of semiconductor stocks. If I haven't, feel free to ask the question. Um, I just want to share that you could, theoretically, if there is a semiconductor stock, just put its name and Jose Najarro, and you might see a video from me about it. You don't like ASML? I like ASML. It's crucial. I don't like it as me putting money into it right now, right, Fizz? Um, or is I rather like put money on like an Amazon or Google right now. Where maybe when we were in March of last year or April, it was a different story. What about Amcor, Jose? Are you excited? Good numbers. I don't own. I did do a little bit of a deep dive on them in the overall community. Um, I don't even know if I was sharing the right screen with you guys. I really don't know. But if you are part of the community, we just did a deep dive on AI chips, on semiconductor, Amcor. We did one yesterday. Um, Honestly, I'm not too excited about this equipment player, but I see the bullish case behind it, right? I mean, you're definitely focusing a lot on advanced packaging. I personally would rather play other ways in the semiconductor space right now. Um, let's see, what else do we have here? Supermic SMCI. Someone was asking about SMCI. How is this one doing? SMCI, $32. Nice. YOLO played out good on SMCI. But for Super Micro, I mean, the business sucks, right? The business sucks. It's as easy as that. You see margins go down dramatically. As MCI revenue growth is there, right? But revenue growth, I like Super Micro because it tells me about the industry. Um, it tells me what's going on in the space. But if we look at just right gross margin, 6.3%. It's crazy. It was 17.6% 3 years ago. So now in theory, you have to sell 3 times as much products than you did in 2023 to make the same amount of gross profit. Don't even think about net income. Now, just for gross profit, you need to sell 3 times more products to be able to make that same amount of gross profit. I think that's interesting. Um, a business I personally wouldn't want to get into. But again, I like reading their earnings transcript because $12 billion in revenue this quarter, 12 billion guidance, $40 billion at least for the full year. The growth story is there. And the growth story sends me back to my AI players instead, who tend to have higher margins instead. That doesn't mean the stock is going to go bad, right? Stocks can continue to go up even if I don't like them. It's not someplace I would put my money. Are there HBM4 memory now? Yeah, I mean, HBM4 is shipping already, right? I mean, that's what Micron mentioned today. HBM4 is, here we have Micron. They mentioned, let's look at this. So this is Micron from earlier this morning. Micron is executing extremely well. We have been in high volume production on HBM4. We commenced customer shipments of HBM4, and we see shipments volumes ramping successfully this calendar Q1. So they are shipping HBM4 already. So there are HBM4 is now. Let's see what other questions going on. GitLab destroys sub 5 billion. It is. Software stocks just getting the pain. How about e-commerce? Shopify was nice. I mean, I don't own Shopify, but I used to own Shopify. Well, e-commerce, I think, is e-commerce. If you have the data, you should be able to do really well, right? Amazon is going to be doing really well. I forget that AI tool that they're going to continue to use. I mean, just that you're seeing ads being done really good for just ad placements in Meta. It's gonna do really good for like recommender products in Amazon. Shopify also has various amount of data. Uh, like I think AI would be very accredited to these two players. So I'm surprised. This is one I wouldn't mind looking into. Shopify. But I also just like so many of the big players right now. Uh, don't forget Juan Deere. Fine. You are funny. Alab started this price. I like it. I mean, if you watch, I did a video on it yesterday, last night. I mentioned anything under 150s or in the low 150s I like. So I'm sticking with it. When I did the video yesterday, it was at 160s. I might be dollar cost averaging into that in the next few hours. CAT does AI generators, but also makes the powertrains for tanks. So it's AI and defense. Nice. What's going on, Simon? How's it going? Um, Adobe is trading below 11 for PE ratio with double digits earnings per share and revenue growth. Anticipate in the past 3 years. How is that now ridiculous? I agree, it's ridiculous, right? And I'm pretty sure all I was saying is it's been ridiculous for a while. So it can is ridiculous could continue. Did you hear the Wolf Research call today regarding Micron? Ram, I didn't hear it, but I did skim through the major points driven by some of the AI tools that I have. There's been a lot of fear, uncertainty, doubt on Micron this past week. Came out today to say there's a lot of false information flying around. Yeah, I talked about it earlier today already about this, but yeah, and like I mentioned, right, I'm not for if you're a I think I said it yesterday. If you're a Micron shareholder, you have to be prepared. If you're buying this company, you're going to have to be prepared because the memory market is one of the most popular discussions happening right now. So if you are a Micron technology investor shareholder, you have to be prepared of just random news coming out of nowhere. And then you have to decide, is this real news? Now, if you are a Micron shareholder, the first thing I would say is try to get the transcript from the Wolf Research. Remember everything management said and use this as a case whenever you see a negative report again. Does anything in this transcript kind of attack those rumors? We saw it for the HBM4, yes. But if you are a Micron shareholder, be very, very knowledgeable on the recent transcripts because management does share a lot of information and stuff like that. Um, it looks like it was a dead cat bounce in software. Yikes. Yikes. Software. My goodness. The CFO, yeah, we saw that. Now, oh, they did raise guidance. I did not see that part. Amazon seems crazy to me at these prices. I agree. I agree. Amazon seems extremely crazy at these prices. Um, $200. This seems crazy. What is Google at? Is Google? I wouldn't mind like doing a little bit of Googler's down. The Googlers is down. Eventually, I wouldn't mind kind of doing like a looking at 250 for Nvidia. That would be nice. I'd see that. I say report on 24th when you were speaking about SATA. Oh, thank you. I'm a few minutes behind, right? I'm 10 minutes behind. I'm not that behind today. So if you guys have any questions, feel free. Um, if you have any super chats, feel free. If you want to join the greatest AI chip community and get so much research and information for not even the price that it should be worth, go to whatthechipHappened.com. Use code 2026. If you're serious about the AI and chip community, a lot of information there. A lot. It's been, my brain is broken from all the stuff I've been reading. Then I will next year got irresponsible and bought 2 weeks of Punta Cana in May instead of a research trip. Nice, nice. Actually heading on the trip on May as well. My other idea was Texas for Starship Text Launch 3. Ah, nice, nice. 13. I go. I launches are pretty cool to see. Halo's a term coined by Josh Brown. Heavy assets. Okay. Best strategies to hold a basket of data sensors and not just one. I guess so. I think that's good when diversification is always good. I don't think it's the best strategy. I think it's the best strategy if you don't want to focus on one player. Um, right? I think if you understand the market extremely well, you could find the edge of one and be able to have higher returns. If you don't want to focus on one, I also do think this is the best strategy, right? If I was, I don't know the cybersecurity space, for example, since I don't know the cybersecurity space, I don't mind going with the ETF or a basket approach. Um, I'm somewhat familiar with the semiconductor space. I feel a little bit more comfortable being more selective, and both can do really well. Matt, do you have a big position? If Matt says he has a big position, he does. What are your thoughts on iron? I know you're big on Nebius. I mean, I am a small Neb iron bull holder. Um, I mean, it's just the same thesis, right, Green? Just the AI constraints or power constraints is going to be real. They have a nice amount of power. If they can execute with that power correctly, that could be a massive winner. Okay. High asset, low are stocks that are AI proof, stocks that aren't affected by tech surge and won't be harmed by not adopting AI at breakneck speeds. So like Doritos, right? What would be a company like this, right? Not Doritos, but like a lot of food companies. What's another one? What's other markets? Like I mean, I would expect a lot of food things wouldn't be like a supermarket. But there's a difference. I don't think most companies are adopting AI at breakneck speeds. Coca-Cola, but they need to. And you might. There's two different types of AI. AI is actually not that expensive. AI is only expensive for um. I would say AI is only expensive for the model builders, but like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and all these, they're using AI. I'm pretty sure they're using it for supply chain movements. Doesn't Palantir have him work with like some of the food players? Like I think I think there's only a selected amount of people that really need to go pretty heavy on AI spending. That's the model builders or the ones that are building the AI infrastructure. Everybody else doesn't. There's not many companies that need to do that. I don't know if am I still alive? Can someone say, Jose, you're still alive? I don't know if my thing broke. Um, but supermarkets should be able to use AI for supply chain stuff. I think um Jose, yes, you're alive. All right, thank you, appreciate it. Um, I think there's so many companies that are this. There's not um alive, just had a freeze. Still live, but briefly cut off a few times. I see you. You're live. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's giving me issues. It's giving me issues. All right, let's go to the next questions. My main concern is still 25 to pay to White House will probably cause Nvidia stocks to crash after the earnings report. But why? We already know about this, right? And it's not the whole thing. It's just the stuff that are being sent to China, and it's still going to be money making for them. I remember what question. So yes, hold on. Yes, what the chip happened? Where smart investors text go to get smarter. I do think people get smarter there. I do. I think a lot of people have learned a lot, a lot, a lot. I've learned a lot. Um, and I like this thinking, right, Matt? I think there's plays when is a long slam dunk is all you need. You don't need to worry about every other month or so. I think that's going to be with a lot of neo clouds. Maybe you might not. I don't think you're too excited about neo clouds, Matt. But I think a lot of semiconductors still are huge slam dunks if you're patient. Um, all right, let's see what other questions. I think I might just stay for another 5 minutes, guys. I am pretty booked today, and my brain hurts. Was when you was buying, just holding now. Nice, nice. Um, just wonder if you like the name in general. Yeah, I like ASML in general. Riz, there's nothing not to like about this. I know that Mad Not Tech, but it's a great company that could rebound. You know what I thought about this? Have you guys ever seen that movie Is it Toy Soldiers? Let's see. Is it Toy Soldiers? I'm like, why doesn't is AI gonna have us where we have toy soldiers? Is this the movie? No, it's Small Soldiers. Small Soldiers. I remember watching this movie. so many times. Came out in 1998. All right. But it's like when is I don't even know, is it Mattel? What is it? How do you even pronounce that? Not like you guys can respond to me. Um but what happens when they start putting AI chips into them and we start to see those little robots go? Um let's see. All right, let's but yeah, I mean it's possible. We're Shopify from 140 to 110. Did it go that low? That's wild. That is wild. But it was just at 110 a few days ago too, right? So it's like prices last seen 5 days ago, up 1.7%. It sucks that someone probably did buy up here though, right? Someone this was someone's trade. And someone can say, you know what? Literally bought the top tick. Luckily, I have yet to say that. Have I said that? I don't think so. I think that should be an award though, an achievement. I bought the top tick of a stock. That should be an achievement for every player. Tell me yeah, I remember. Oh man, now I want to watch that movie. I feel like my little one might be too young. He might get, I don't know, scared about it, but I really enjoyed that movie. Mhm. All right, guys, I am actually going to get off now. So thank you for the live stream. The live streams are getting a little bit more crowded. We had 320 people on. Appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. I will be on tomorrow at 11ish o'clock to about 12ish. I'll do at least an hour of live streaming. Um, and yeah, I mean, we have Nebius earnings tomorrow, right? So I don't know if there's other streamers that are going to be doing it in the morning. Maybe I might join one of them. Maybe I might just do it myself. Uh, but yeah, regardless, I think I might do the line or live stream on Nebius. So stay tuned, and we'll probably get a video on that as well after the earnings. So just make sure to hit the thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Enjoy your lunch, everybody. It's the lunch hour now here in the East Coast. And again, check out whatthechiphappen.com. I'm serious. The amount of content I drop there is insane. I stay up late at night reading research papers. I stay up late at night reading earnings transcripts. And I'm trying to make that community even better on a daily basis. So check out whatthechiphappen.com and use code 2026 for 33% off. We already got some nice stuff there. So peace out, guys, and have a good one.